Hello. It's great to have you here with me today. Now I'm going to introduce you to an amazing tool in the Havieri ERP, the rental screen. You know, when you rent equipment, machines, or tools to your clients and need to properly control the rental period and billing. That's exactly what this screen is for. I'll guide you step by step. To start, look at the left side menu, click on Purpose and then on Rental. There we go, we're already in. The first thing that appears is the listing of everything that's already registered. Look at how much useful information appears right away. You have the ID, the client's name, the rental identification, the description of what was rented, the equipment reference, the start date, the end date, the person in charge, and the status. Having the dates here in the table is very practical, because with just a glance you already know which equipment is still rented out and which ones have already come back. Up here you have a search field. If you type any word and click the magnifying glass, the system filters instantly. Next to it is the filter button. Clicking on it opens a window where you can filter by date period and by status. Did you choose what you need? Click Filter and the table updates. In the last column there's an icon with 3 lines. That's the action menu for each record. Clicking Edit, the system loads everything for you to modify. Now let's get to what matters, creating a rental from scratch. Click the Register tab. The screen is divided into 2 parts. At the top, you choose the client. Type the name in this search field, click the magnifying glass, and the system opens a window with the results. Find the client and select them. Their photo appears here on the left. Notice these tabs here on the right side. The first one is the search, which you just used. The second, with a user icon, shows all the client's registration data. The third, with a shipping icon, shows the addresses. The fourth, with a credit icon, shows the credit situation. The fifth, with a chart icon, shows the consumption history. And the last one opens the client's complete history. This is very useful because you can check everything without needing to leave the screen. Now let's go to the bottom part where the registration actually happens. The first tab with an edit icon is where you describe the rental. Pay attention to the fields. The first field is the identification. Here you give a name to this rental. For example, server print rental. This is the title that will appear in the listing. The second field is the description. Here you detail the item you're renting. You can put the model, the capacity, the features. The more detailed, the better. The third field is the reference. Here you put the equipment code, the serial number, or any unique identification you use in your internal control. Now come the dates. Start date is when the client picked up or will pick up the item. End date is when they must return it. These 2 dates are fundamental because they define the rental period and will appear in the general listing. You leave the status as active. Later, when the rental ends, you come back here and change it to completed. Save. There you go. The rental is created. But now comes the most powerful part of the tool. Notice that after saving, new tabs appeared down here. One for invoices, one for services, one for sales, and one for files. Now I'm going to teach you how to group all of this within this rental. First, I'll show you how to link an invoice. I open the system's invoice screen. Look here on the form. There's a specific field labeled rental. When I open this field, it lists all active rentals. I choose server print rental. Done. This invoice is now linked. When I go back to the rental screen and click on the Invoices tab, it will be listed there. Now I'll do the same with a service. I open the Services screen. On the form there's the same rental field. I select Server Print Rental and this service becomes linked. If the rental included delivery, installation, or maintenance, you link it here. Later, on the rental screen, the service appears in the Services tab. And with sales it works the same way. I open the Sales screen. On the form rental field, I select and link. If the client bought any accessory along with the rental, you link it here. Did you understand the logic? You create the rental once. Then, in your daily routine, when you create an invoice, a service, or a sale, you select which rental it belongs to. The system automatically groups everything here. Now go back to the List tab. Look how our rental already appears in the table. You can see the client's name, the identification, the equipment reference, the dates. Everything is visible. If I click on the action menu and then edit, I go back to the editing screen and see everything that was grouped. The invoices, the services, the sales. Everything in its place. That's what makes this tool so useful. You don't need to open several screens to know what happened with each rental. Everything is tied together right here. Today you learned how to create a rental by filling in identification, description, reference, and dates. You also learned how to group invoices, services, and sales within it. And you saw how everything appears organized in the listing. Thank you so much for joining me this far. See you in the next class.